Hey guys, so I have a couple of commissions that I wanted to showcase today. I got full permission to show these off, and I'm super happy with how they panned out because I've got a few more to do already, and I'm very happy with everybody who has hit me up both on Instagram, Discord, and elsewhere for, well, getting some work done. So I'm going to start off with the first mock here, and I'm going to show you the render first. This was posed by me over in Studio, and this is a mock called Toa Lannis by the Discord user Tell the Maid, and I ended up turning it into this right here. So basically, my instruction for this commission was go crazy. Pretty much. They sent me the file with it just in a static pose, so I was able to pose it in some kind of action pose, give it some dynamic movement, right? And I really love how this came out. This is very much in the style that I did or developed for my Toa Mystica revamp, so if you've seen those on Instagram or elsewhere, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, and kind of heavily inspired by like a 90s sort of pop art type thing, but also a little bit of like comic inspiration there as well with the choice of colors and just certain sort of inking in the actual character itself. I'm really, really happy with how this came out, and if you want to know the program that I use to make these, full transparency here, it is a program called paint.net. That is a free and open source piece of software, and I quite like it. It's not quite as powerful as something like Photoshop or GIMP if you like open source and free, but I just enjoy my workflow in this program more so than those others. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you. Maybe that'll change in the future, but I have really been enjoying making these pieces of art. So this was one that I was super excited to get out there, and I love the model itself. The dark blue and dark turquoise has always been a fan favorite as well as a favorite of mine in terms of color schemes, and I thought that it was really novel and just cool to use the sand blue along with it. I don't think I've seen that before. Of course, pairing it with yellow in the background, just a very striking contrast there, and some more of that sort of cyan, dark turquoise-ish color just alongside the back. A little bit of splatter paint in there as well, and I think that this was pretty good. Simple action pose, done tastefully, I hope, and hopefully you agree with that as well. If you are looking for commissions to be done as well, by the way, reach out to me on Discord or Instagram. My links are always down in the description, and I make a point of leaving my DMs open. And as I've mentioned, if I've mentioned it already, I am doing this as a pay what you want sort of basis. So I'm taking commission requests first, and then I'll give you the finished product, and you can just decide if it's worth paying and whatever you can afford. I know we all can't afford a lot, but the main reason I'm doing it this way is because it allows me to help boost my portfolio and get my work out there. So let me go ahead and show you the next model. First off, starting with the render that was made over in Studio. Again, a little bit tall here. I do apologize for that. But this is Buru Knight. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this is by a member on Discord called Buru. I'm going to have horrible trouble pronouncing that. That said, though, I think that the model here is actually really nice. It's got a very stoic sort of regal appearance to it. And clearly, it's a knight, right? So it definitely fits the build. Love the use of the pearl blue here and the, pairing it with the sand blue very clearly. So when we go ahead and look at that model over here as well, the instruction that I was given for this one, and let me actually open that up a little bit cleaner here. The instruction that I was given for this one was basically just to pose it in front of some kind of castle-like background, so it gave me the idea of a fantasy setting, a medieval type of setting, something fairly straightforward, fairly up to my own interpretation, if you will, and also quite nice to work with. They had mentioned maybe having like other characters in the background sort of blurred out, but since I wanted this to be a simple portrait, I didn't want to crowd things too much. The character has a lot of detail, and that can lead to a lot of noise. So having things kind of in the background could have meant it would be a little bit jarring and harder to see the character as the main subject here. But overall, I'm very happy with how this model came out as well. The file here is enormous. It really should not be as big as it is. But again, made over here on paint.net from a simple Discord render, as you saw before. So I think this is quite a lovely model, and it came out very clean. I'm very, very happy with how everything looks here. And I think that's basically everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. So I do plan on going over my process at the very least for the pop style that I've come up with, because it's a pretty straightforward workflow, and I'll make a video about it and kind of showcase that as well. If you are somebody who would like to commission me for doing artwork, whatever it may be, then again, reach out to me over on Discord and we can discuss the details over there. It is just pay what you want. So even if you can only afford $1 or you don't think my work is worth it, that's fine. Because again, this is all about gathering the experience for putting that work out there. But of course, if you do feel like you want to support myself, my work, or the channel here, not only can you reach out to me on Discord or Instagram, but you can also support me over on Patreon, which is always linked in the description of these videos as well. So that's basically everything for this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. And as I've mentioned probably a million times in this video, all of my links in the description, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.